Welcome to episode 3 of Move the Needle. And here's the thing, guys. I am sick and tired of personal development. It's all I do. I'm constantly comparing. I'm constantly consuming. I'm constantly chasing. Everything's urgent. Everything's a push. Nothing's good enough. I need more. And it's just exhausting. I'm just tired. And I don't know if you guys feel this way. I assume you do, because it's just the place that you go to eventually with this, when you're constantly chasing after the best version of yourself. Okay, tip number 1. You need to make your personal development journey about you, not about anybody else. Okay, we got guys like David Goggins, we got Ed Milet, we got Andy Frisella, we got Craig Rochelle, we've got all these people out there, and we're following them all and we're chasing them around and we're trying to be like them. And that's what we need to stop doing. Is it's like Ed Milet, guy is a billionaire. He owns an island. He is flying and jet setting all over the country. He's talking to tens of thousands of people. He's golfing with his son. He's doing, and he's got this image of his life. But is that the life that you want? It's not the life I want. I don't want to own an island. I don't want to fly all over the countryside. I don't want to be like, I'd be okay with $1 billion, but I'm not striving to be a billionaire. That's not the end goal. I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want to have to deal with people walking up to me everywhere going, "Hey, can I get a picture?" That's not the life I'm looking for. So although I do appreciate his perspective and the things that I can gain from Ed or Andy or Goggins or anything else, I need to make sure that my personal development focus, the niche that I'm going towards, I'm picking out the breadcrumbs of the things that actually apply to me specifically. An example of this is David Goggins. I was at a conference. David Goggins comes out and people are asking him questions, and he's just firing off the cuff there. And some guy asks him, "Hey, I've got a daughter. She's dating a boy. I don't think he's a really great dude. What rules should I have, or how should I interact with him? And how do I teach him your work ethic and your drive and all these things?" And David Goggins goes, "Doesn't effing matter what your daughter does. It's none of your business. It's her life. She should live the way that she wants, and you should stay out of it." Well, I didn't agree with that. I'm fairly sure the guy that got the advice was a little bit taken aback. And frankly, the next 2 guys that came on stage said, "Dude, that guy doesn't have kids. And so I maybe wouldn't take advice on parenting from a guy who doesn't have kids," for example. So we need to look at, when we're going through this content, we need to really check the person that we're looking into, check the content that we're having. I think it's incredibly important to try and get 2 or 3 perspectives. You need to make sure that they align with one another, and that maybe 2 or 3 sources agree on a point, and it's not just someone's opinion. And the majority of personal development is just somebody's opinion. And so you need to read everything, question everything, and you need to, and for myself, a big thing that I do is I check it against biblical principle. Does this thing align with biblical principle? I don't think, like a lot of the bro-y, fanboy, chasing success thing out there that exists in personal development, it's not biblical. It's not healthy. It's not balanced. And one guy says, "You should work 7 days a week." And the other guy says, "You should work 7 hours a week." And it's like, there's all these opinions and everyone has a different thing, but how does it apply to your situation, where you are in your life, what you're trying to accomplish, where your family's at, what's your priority, right? We need to get all these things figured out, and we need to challenge the information that's coming in. Okay. The other thing that we're doing way too much is we're just consuming. There's these people that literally go from conference to conference to conference, to book to book to book, to podcast. And I have been guilty of this too, where I'm just consuming, but you're not applying the things. And so we need to slow it down, and we need to get very particular, good quality content coming in, and we need to be actually digesting that and finding ways to apply it. If you're not processing information and moving from processing to application, then you're over consuming, and you need to slow down and think about what you're doing. Okay, point number 2. Why does it matter? We need to ask ourselves why so much more than we do. We don't question things. We don't think critically about what we're doing. So why does personal development matter? Well, it matters that we become the best versions of ourselves. It matters that we constantly are working towards progress. It matters that we're moving ahead and not moving back, that we're not spiraling, that we're not letting ourselves become complacent with our lives. And so that is the journey of personal development, is to continually move forward, to do it in marginal gains. The thing is that I think we all want to race forward. We all want to make these big, giant leaps, and that we're just going to become this amazing thing in no time flat, and that all these books are going to help us get there, and we're going to just somehow hack our way or find some little truth that's going to fix everything for us. And that's just really not true. It's a journey. It's a process. And what we need to do is make sure that we're enjoying the process. And this is why I say I'm sick and tired of it and I hate it, because I pushed so hard that I stopped enjoying the process. I stopped reading the book and consuming it. I stopped listening to the podcast and pondering about it. I stopped looking at my life and going, okay, well, how can I make this more enjoyable? How can I tie this to my purpose? How can I feel fulfilled? How can I hear God's voice in my life in a way that is meaningful and mattering? I looked back over the last year and realized that I feel like I just missed it. Like, we did all kinds of amazing things. We went on holidays, we built businesses, we helped people, we did all kinds of awesome stuff, and I just don't even remember it. The urgency, the push, the chase, it was just so aggressive that I just didn't even take time to process, take time to enjoy the journey of it. And so I think that we need to find a rhythm. In the Bible, they talk about the rhythms of grace, or the Jesus rhythm for life. And we need to find that rhythm that works for us, that is the pace. Jesus was not running from place to place. He walked. Jesus was not booking appointment on top of appointments. He just moved forward in the way that he did, in grace and in peace and in joy and engagement with his purpose. He understood intimately his purpose, and he moved in that direction. Okay. Another thing that I think is incredibly important is understanding what often you hear people talking about as being dangerous. And you can call that a bunch of different things, but I think dangerous is a great word to describe it, because it's something that people don't understand. People are afraid of danger. Well, I need safety. I need security. I need control. And the problem is that when you're not dangerous, when you're weak, when you're not influential, when you're broke, when you aren't the best version of yourself, when you're not healthy, you can't help other people. You can't help yourself. You can't help other people when you can't even help yourself. And so what we need to be is dangerous. We need to be a weapon. We need to be forceful. We need to have influence. We need to have access to wealth, money, time, energy, strength, all of those things. We need to move them forward in our lives. We need to make that progress so that we have access to those things. And then we need to be self-controlled and disciplined with that power, right? That power is the power that we need to bring to move our communities ahead, to help the widows and the homeless and the starving. And we need to be a force to be reckoned with within our communities. And that is what we're called to. That is our purpose as entrepreneurs, as mothers and fathers, as friends and family. We're called to the service of others. And you can't do that if you can't even take care of yourself. You need to get your own house in order. You need to get your own health in order. You need to get your own finances in order that you can turn around and help other people. That's the point. That's the whole purpose of personal development. Personal development sounds like it's all about you, but it's getting you in order first so that you can go out and serve others ultimately. And that is what ties us to our purpose and brings us fulfillment and joy in our lives. So why am I sick of personal development? I'm sick of the deifying of ourselves. We're trying to be God. We're trying to worship money. We want more power. We want more influence. We want to make ourselves better for ourselves' sake. It's a narcissistic, purposeless downward spiral of a thing to chase. It's not the direction that we're supposed to be going. Our personal development journey needs to be tied to something bigger, something greater than ourselves, preferably something that is in the service of others, right? But we're meant to be excellent. God made us to be outstanding. He has a vision for our life that is so much higher than what we have. And we need to tackle that with grit, with work ethic, and with wisdom. We need to go after that. So I'm going to finish on this verse that I really like, that really motivates me about personal development and the purpose of it. And it is 1 Corinthians 9:24-27. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. There's a purpose. Personal development has a purpose. We just need to tie it to the purpose that matters and the one that is not about us. We need to do it for the betterment of our family, of our friends, of our communities, and the future of building God's kingdom. So, don't get burnt out on personal development. Get connected with your purpose and find the rhythm of life and gain that is right for you. Have a great week, everyone.